Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to give you a quick tutorial on how to use cursor in Windows and configure it with Unity. So first off, go to cursor.com and download the installation file. It's available right over there. Install it to your desired location on your computer and make sure that these two check marks are ticked so that you get an option of opening cursor into a specific folder of your Unity project, and then let it install for a bit. So very quickly, cursor is an AI code editor, but it can literally connect with couple of AI models, and you can use AI agents to make an entire game for you. Now in this tutorial, I'm just going to walk you through some vanilla basics. It is not going to be complex coding or anything of that sort. We're just going to create a simple scene wherein we will be using Unity 6. So we have over here our cursor desktop opened. Make sure you're logging into your account. So basically after logging in, you are free to use cursor, then customize your theme and ensure that your agent option is selected over here. We click on continue and I'm fine with cursor learning my code. Yeah, open from terminal. Make sure you're installing this so that you can always also use command prompt, and if you're into all that sort of things, you can actually command it from your command line as well. Now the most interesting thing about cursor is that it can connect to any of your projects. So what I'm going to do now is I will be setting up a new Unity project, and we are going to handle a few queries, write a few queries using our agent. Here you can see this is your agent. You can basically have different types of modes. Agent is the one that actually does all the work for you. So you can actually it's not just you copy pasting code. All right, it is actually much more than that. So now I have with me over here Unity. I'm just going to open up a very simple project, 3D built-in render pipeline. I'm going to give it a very basic name. We'll call it a basic game, and I'm going to uncheck Unity Cloud. We create project. Okay, and this is where things get extremely interesting. As you can see, we will be checking this game out in our explorer. I will do a right click, and in my more options I will click on open with cursor. Once I do that, a new window with cursor IDE gets opened, and this is actually similar to an IDE. It is more or less a code editor, but it can do so much more. So let's just take it for a spin. We're going to add some context. It is going to be like just a few lines that we're going to write, and everything is going to happen for us in Unity Game Engine. It is literally like you giving it a command and it doing things for you. A lot of people have only experienced writing code using chat gpt and copy pasting, but with cursor it takes it one step forward. All right, so it is not just about copy pasting code, it is actually about creating proper code. So I'm gonna do a couple of stuff over here. We've got a new fresh vanilla Unity project. So I'm going to go to my cursor, and you can see like I've already done a bunch of stuff over here with cursor web. I created a small mobile tic-tac-toe game. I've also made a Unity version of this in my uh, GitHub repository. So I will leave that GitHub repository link in the description. You can check it out. There's a couple of configuration issues over here. This was basically just the HTML version of it, but I will actually leave a link down below in the description for you to check out the Unity version of this as well. It's super interesting. It's super amazing what you can actually build with cursor. So this is a repository. This is a tic-tac-toe AI agent built repository that I have made purely and purely just using cursor. And if you think about it, while this is just a very basic game, you can kind of use this same knowledge and create any sort of complicated games as well. I saw a Twitter user making some very complicated games using a combination of cursor and couple of AI agents. So that was super cool too. But anyway, this is just something I wanted to get across. Coming back to our Unity project, this is our cursor interface. First and foremost, I will tell cursor to index this folder so that it gets a sense of what it's working with, right? So what it'll do is it'll list all the folders that we have. As you can see, it is listing all the assets, scenes, project settings, packages. Pretty much it is learning about your project folder at this time, right? So that it gets an understanding on where to work with. So as you can see over here, there are a couple of modes. Agent is the one that we are going to work with, and then your ask, manual, and background are just different types of modes. Ask is just you asking questions and it answering back to you, right? Pretty much what your usual AI models do, like your chat GPT and Grok and whatnot. But AI agents are actually built very differently. They are responsible for doing the work instead of just telling you the steps, right? So here's all the information that we have about our project folder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a couple of instructions. All right, so okay, I want you to create a simple character controller. All right, so we're going to use a very basic cube. So I'm giving it an instruction of using a basic shape of a cube. Make the cube as a prefab and apply the movement script on it. So so that it can, like move with WASD, direct and even directional keys, right? So I'm going to give this instruction and let's see what cursor comes up with. So you can see that it is right off the bat started generating a couple of scripts. And the most interesting part about this is that it is not just generating these scripts in the interface. These scripts are getting created in Unity as well. So you just need to accept. There is a manual mode of accept over here so that you can basically review what stuff is being written and whether it is intended for you to have those scripts in your required or requirement, essentially, right? So you can see, like, I'm manually just accepting, but everything else is happening in front of me for me effortlessly. I have not gone through the pain of actually writing my player controller script. Okay, it is going to give me all the instructions. It is going to set things up for me. It is going to create these scripts inside my project folder for me, right? So it's extremely cool. It's extremely powerful. This is just a very, very, very basic implementation of cursor in Unity. And it goes much more deeper than this. There are various different models, there are various different things that you can do, and you can literally test it to the limits. It's just magical how these things operate, like it's just I'm envious of the new wave of game developers who are going to use this to their advantage, but I think it's also great for people who have picked up the foundational knowledge and worked on games for a considerable amount of time, because now they can use these things and they can speed up their workflow. So you can see, like, it has also given me a couple of quick setup instructions, because sometimes what happens is operating on scene level becomes a bit messy. If you have a little bit of knowledge of Unity, you might know that working in scenes is a bit difficult, and it created some obsolete scripts for us. So Unity has basically in the background updated it for us. And you can see that there are these scripts that have been created, and I wrote none of them. So now let's see what we can do next. It has given us a couple of instructions as well. I can literally copy paste this entire thing as well and tell cursor to write it for me. But for now, I'm just going to follow the instructions. So I've created a cube and I'm calling it as player. Then moving on to the next instruction, we have a couple of stuff written by cursor. So rename it to player and position it to 0.0.5, comma 0. Then next is add the player setup helper. So I go to my scripts, I click on player setup helper, and I take this and right click the component, setup player, adds all the required components. So you can see, like, over here, it is just a couple of clicks that I need to do. So it's basically not on the player. The script is okay. Oh, it's here. Okay, so you can see, like, when I clicked on it, it automatically added the rigid body and player input component to me. So that happened to me without worrying about, whether my player is missing any component of sorts. And right click on the component, create ground plane. That creates a ground for the player to walk on. So what we can do over here is, no, I don't think I can find this option here. Okay, yeah, it's here in the player setup helper. Okay, and doing this, I got a fresh new ground. And post that, right click on the component, position player on the ground. I think we've already done that, so regardless, I'll just click on this. Okay, so player is positioned on the ground. And add the cursor manager component. So I'm going to add this component to it, cursor manager. And the next step is what? Create prefabs folder and drag and drop the player to the prefab folder. So I created a prefab folder over here. Let's name it prefabs, and I will drag and drop my player into this folder. Okay, so far so cool. And let's take it for a spin. Let's hit the play button. And wow, our basic player input script is working perfectly fine. I can operate it either via WASD or my arrow keys. Right now, let's move on. Let's test this a little bit more. And it works properly. It works as intended, right? So this is how easy it is to actually set up your cursor project folder with Unity. And beyond this, you can do couple of more cool stuff. All right, so let's see what we can do. Can we actually modify the scene? So let's see. In the sample scene, add a new cube in the scene somewhere with the transform position. I'm just going to give it some instructions so that it has some data to work with. So I'm going to spawn it, let's say, at 2 comma 3 comma 4, and scale it at 2.2 comma 2 comma 2 with rotation at 0. Okay, so there's no rotation required, so 0 rotation. And let's see what happens. So essentially what should happen is this new cube should be created inside our scene. All right, and once that's done, then it needs to reload this scene, and our cube should somehow, with some sort of magically pop up over there, without us actually having to set it up from, creating a new game object or any of that stuff. Okay, so new cube has been added successfully. As you can see, like, it's saying over here that it's done. Okay, now in our scene structure, there is a new object. So I reload, and you can see, like, the new cube is right over there, and it is at the exact same position and scale and rotation as we've given it to be. Okay, so this is how cool it is. And let's try some more stuff. So in the new cube, let's create a new material. Okay, with the color red. Let's give it for a spin. Can it create a new material and with color red and assign it to the cube? Let's see what happens. So it started to create a new material, and then it will assign it to the new cube object that we just created, right? So it's happening. We can see that there's a red material. I will click on accept. I go back to Unity. I can see in my assets folder there's a new material created, red material, but it is not applied to our new cube yet. So actually, you know what? Let me give this another shot, and let me actually uh, make it assigned. Okay, so something went wrong. Okay, I went to that step midway, so that's why maybe there's some issue that's happened. So I'm just going to copy paste this error, and I'm going to say that please fix. And I will also say that while it is fixing, that material that we just created does not seem to have applied. So we will just give it a blank instruction to also do that. Okay, so it will just find out whatever this broken pointer is, and in that process it will also assign the newly created material that we have right now. So let's see how this works. Hopefully should work, because I've actually implemented a couple of more complex logic using cursor. This is seriously very, very basic for cursor to handle, so it will definitely do that. I'm confident in that. All right, result done, 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 done. And then now let's go back to our Unity and check reload, and there you are. You can see our red material that we have over here is now successfully assigned to our new cube. Okay, so that's it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed this. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more such interesting videos. Thank you.